A 2025 global ranking of universities by Times Higher Education put Oxford University in first position, followed by Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Princeton University, University of Cambridge, Harvard University, and Yale University in 10th position. Many of these foreign universities are funded through a combination of government funding, tuition fees paid by students, often via government-backed loans, and income from research grants, private donations from businesses or charities. According to the global report, a total of 51 Nigerian universities were included in the 2025-2026 rankings. The University of Ibadan and the University of Lagos were the highest ranked university institutions globally, both falling within the 801 to 1000 range. They were followed by Bayero University, Kano, Covenant University, and Landmark University, which ranked between 1001 to 1200 globally. 6 other universities, including Ahmadu Bello University, Federal University of Technology Minna, University of Ilorin, University of Jos, and University of Nigeria, Nsukka, were ranked between 1201 to 1500.
The problems are not difficult to identify. For global rankings, there are certain factors that are taken into consideration, and these include teaching, research, citations, international outlook, and industry outcome. And once you look at these major factors closely, you'll see that these are major challenges for Nigeria's higher institutions.
Government in Nigeria sees money they put in education as expenditure, whereas countries that thrive very well in education see money they put in education as investment. Spending on education is not expenditure, it is investment. Unless and until our government see that and stop the commercialization of education as it were, we may be far from getting there.
The major yardsticks for this ranking, according to Times Higher Education, includes quality of teaching, conducive learning environment, research quality, industry outcome, and international outlook. To achieve this by any university, funding plays a major role, something many universities in Nigeria do not enjoy, particularly the public universities.
What the United Nations, what is the percentage that every country should give in terms of funding of education? 26%. How much is the Nigerian government, for example, giving in its budget every year? 10% or less? So how do you expect that people can function properly given the circumstances of this absolute lack? That is the problem.
Funding remains a major challenge, especially as the fallout of this problem is felt across the entire tertiary education system. From ASU's incessant strike to the brain drain in the country's education system, this decline remains a major setback to the sector.
It is an open secret that our universities are in mess in terms of facilities, in terms of coping with the student needs, the lecturer needs, and all other things that university need to really enhance the teaching, researches, and let's say the community service also, because the university has to be relevant to the immediate environment.
The massive increase in student intake happened without a corresponding increase of faculty, and therefore the ratio of university lecturer to students became extremely unhealthy. And with that unhealthy ratio, the type of care and tutoring required in a quality university was no longer possible. The strong ability of ASU to fight for the rights of lecturers, but at the same time, to have the ability to close universities for very long periods of time, all led to a decline in the quality of learning and teaching in the university system.
For years, the study route has remained a major route for Nigerian students to emigrate, or Jakpa as it is popularly called, in search of greener pastures. Many of them believe the state of Nigerian universities and quality of education is appalling when compared to foreign institutions.
There are many problems we face. We talked about the things like disruptions to academic calendars with things like ASU strikes, inadequate funding, brain drain where we lose the best of our faculty and academics who go on to work for other institutions around the world. But like I did say, the problems that we face within the educational system in Nigeria cannot be separated from the bigger problem of governance and government.
Nigeria's approach to tertiary education has sparked debate, with critics arguing that the country prioritizes establishing more institutions over ensuring the quality of existing ones. These concerns led the federal government to impose a 7-year ban on establishing new universities, aiming to redirect focus and resources toward improving the current state of universities.
Now we're witnessing significant deterioration of infrastructures, both physical and manpower, at these federal tertiary institutions. So, and if we do not act decisively, we'll have significant reduction in the quality of graduates coming out of these institutions, which will impact a global rating and the respect that the international community has for the graduates, for the people graduating from our universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education.
When you look at all our sectors,
some lecturers argue that the country's standard of education may not be bad after all, since Nigerian students abroad succeed remarkably well in their academics. They say what is needed is for government and university authorities to invest more in the sector while learning from its foreign counterparts.
We need to allow universities to be able to decide how the Nigerian society will look like. Not the Nigerian society or governors or leaders to decide how the Nigerian universities will be. Secondly, these universities, they have actually enough funding, which means there should be enough funding, not necessarily from government alone, but even from the foundations, companies that we have, industries.
Recognizing the university rankings play a pivotal role in determining the institution's relevance and impact becomes imperative for Nigerian schools. Thus, the need for all relevant stakeholders to play their part in making Nigerian universities globally competitive at all costs. In Lagos, for News Central, Omolola, Ololade.